Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu of California. Congressman, as we are continuing to see these pictures of people marching, protesting, crying out for action, how can Congress justify leaving for 4th of July recess without getting anything done on immigration?
Thank you, Anna, for your question. We cannot. I am a co-author of legislation along with Congressman Jerry Nadler, supported by over 190 Democrats, that would stop family separations and reunite families. Unfortunately, House Republicans refused to schedule that for a vote. Instead, they held an emergency hearing on Hillary Clinton's emails, and then they skipped town for the July 4th vacation. That is wrong, and that's why you're seeing so much anger across America today.
I mean, look, the facts are more than 2,000 children who were separated from their parents at the border are still waiting to be reunited with them. In this court filing we mentioned, it shows that the government never even had a specific plan to make those reunions happen. How do you explain that?
That is unexplainable. Not only do we have evil intent on the part of the Trump administration, we have gross incompetence. And that has now led to this horrific situation where there are babies and young kids who cannot identify their parents. They may never get reunited. That is the functional equivalent of kidnapping done in our name, the American government. That is evil, and we need to take these things in our own hands, and that's why you see all these marches across America. People want to rise up and say, this is wrong. Do not ever do this again, and reunite their families.
Of course, the acting director of ICE is recently, he announced his retirement, and just before that, he pointed the finger directly at Congress when it comes to these family separations. I want you to listen to this.
If the American public wants to know who to blame for family separations, the first people they need to blame is Congress. We went up to the Hill several months ago and told them what the loopholes were about the Florida settlement agreement. We said, you can fix this. If we can fix the Florida settlement agreement, we can keep the families together in a family facility till they see a judge. But they failed to fix it. They don't want to fix it, so we're doing Operation on Border, what Congress failed to do. So members of Congress are upset about family separations. They need to look in the mirror.
Congressman, is he not right that more clarity from Congress through a comprehensive immigration policy, new law, new legislation would solve all of this?
Well, he's lying about Congress causing family separation. Under both the Obama and Bush administrations, people who came in and had legal asylum claims, we would let them proceed with those asylum claims. And then, if that didn't work, then we would prosecute them. The Trump administration flipped that on its head. That's why you're seeing all these family separations. That is not the cause of Congress. However, I do agree that we need a comprehensive immigration bill. If Democrats had control of Congress in November, we would pass a comprehensive immigration bill and put it on the president's desk.
A growing number of your Democratic colleagues are saying ICE should be abolished. Today, the president tweeted to the great and brave men and women of ICE, do not worry or lose your spirit. You are doing a fantastic job of keeping us safe by eradicating the worst criminal elements. So brave. The radical left Dems want you out. Next, it will be all police. Zero chance it will never happen. Congressman, do you believe ICE should be abolished?
Parts of ICE have strayed far away from their original mission, so that's why I've called on Homeland Security Secretary Nielsen to resign. The new ICE director should be someone who would not implement cruel and inhumane policies. We need to change the policies of ICE so that they don't terrorize communities. If none of that happens, then I do agree we need to abolish ICE and replace it with an agency that is more consistent with America's values.
Is there risk in calling for the abolition of ICE? Could these calls to abolish ICE make the Democratic Party look weak on security?
Well, no one is saying abolish ICE and do nothing. What people are saying is abolish ICE and replace it with people in an agency that is more consistent with America's values, where we're not ripping babies and kids away from their parents, where we're implementing laws and executing them in a humane and not a cruel way.
But the policy comes from the top, so would abolishing ICE without changing immigration policy actually resolve anything?
So that's why we need a comprehensive immigration bill. The U.S. Senate actually passed such a bill a few years ago. If that version were to appear in the House, it would pass with bipartisan support. So there's a way to do this. Unfortunately, House Republicans have refused to let Democratic bills that would resolve this situation come on the floor for a vote. Last week, they put up two bills that were Republican bills. They both failed miserably. It's time to give Democrats a chance.
Real quick, since you sit on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, I want to ask you about the president's upcoming visit with Vladimir Putin as it pertains to our upcoming election here in the U.S. He says he is going to address election meddling when he meets with the Russian president. Let's listen.
What do you hope to achieve with President Putin?
We're going to talk about Ukraine. We're going to be talking about Syria. We'll be talking about elections. And we don't want anybody tampering with elections.
Congressman, do you believe him that he is going to hit Putin with this when he meets him?
Well, here are the facts. As recent as 2 days ago, the president tweeted in support of Russia's view that they did not meddle in our elections. It's really disturbing that the President of the United States has taken a different view than American intelligence professionals who have told us Russia hacked our elections in 2016. They're going to attack our elections again. So I'm glad the president's going to raise this issue with Vladimir Putin, but what he really needs is to get a commitment from Putin to not attack America's elections ever again.
Congressman Ted